I'm here with Andrea, and she has an amazing story to share with you guys today. She is a military wife. Her husband's in the Marine Corps. You're also a mom of two, right?
Yes.
Including like kind of a newborn, right? Like a baby.
A year, yeah.
She's a year, so still brand new.
Yeah.
She has an awesome story to share with you guys. She's going to tell you how she went from having a food addiction to how now she's lost over 60 pounds, right?
66.
66 pounds. It's crazy. So guys, if you're ready to hear her story about how she did it, share this video and we're going to get started. So share, because there's women out there who need to hear this. They need to be motivated. They need to know that they can do it and that there's hope for them. So share this video and we're going to get started. So Andrea, tell us, like, number one, are you excited to be on here and share your story?
Super excited.
All besides me being scared?
Scared to death.
Oh my gosh, for some reason she thinks I'm scary, guys. I like try not to. I'm like 5 foot tall, little blonde poof ball. It's just like scary. I'm like,
she's gonna beat me up.
I should just use that. Oh my gosh. Well, Andrea, so you have an awesome story, and I just want you to start with kind of like your backstory, right? Like in your testimony, you were saying how like when you were younger, even starting from when you were little, like there was a certain suit that you had or that you dressed up in that, you know, people still kind of like bother you with that, and you like dealt with self-esteem issues, because we all, especially when we were younger, dealt with self-esteem stuff, and either stuff that people bullied us or they said stuff about us or they were mean to us that has stuck with us for a long time. And I just want you to start there in your story and tell everyone kind of what happened.
Okay, so I've always been considered like overweight or chubby or thick. That has always been with me. When I was little, my mom still teases me about this. I had a Miss Piggy little sweatsuit and my belly would hang out a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
And like, so she always made fun of me like, oh, you're so cute and chubby, like, and had me in a Miss Piggy outfit. So that's where it like all started, you know? And then, like even in second grade, I remember this kid came up to me and was like, hey, I just wanted to tell you, like, I have something to tell you. I think you're really fat. And I like was like, and that was when the word PHAT was cool. Like it was like, oh, you're cool. Yeah. And so I immediately started crying thinking he was talking about my weight. And like I went and I told on him and he was like, no, I like you, blah, blah, blah. But in my head, I couldn't think that he would like have a crush on me when I'm actually FAT, not PHAT, you know?
Yeah.
So that has always been with me. And then I kind of got it under control at the end of college. So I was still a little overweight. I did a lot of cardio.
Yeah.
So I was what you consider, would you call it, like skinny
cardio
fat?
Bunny or skinny fat?
Cardio bunny, skinny fat. So that's where I was at when I fell in love with my best friend and we got married. And he's in the Marine Corps. So we moved
for his service for all of
us. You're welcome for him. So we got married and we had 2 kids. And I gained 50 pounds with my first pregnancy.
Wow.
And then I lost 15 of that before we got pregnant with my second child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
so what happened with that? Because I know that was like a struggle. Like when you had your second child, there was a lot of like emotional turmoil that you went through because you had your baby early, right?
Yes. She was 10 weeks early. I was 30 weeks pregnant.
Wow.
And she was born with a heart condition. So automatically when you have a baby that early, like preterm, they're going to spend time in the NICU. But since she had a heart issue, she spent even more time in the NICU. She ended up spending 86 days in the NICU.
Oh my gosh, so almost 3 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
And had a heart procedure done to fix her heart. So she has, they call it a coil, and it's like a little almond shaped thing in her heart. Mm-hmm. But while she was in there, I like to say she was like fighting for her life every single day. Like she kept going into heart failure and all kinds of stuff. She was on breathing machines. Like it was just.
How were you feeling during that whole time? Like what was going through your mind, and like how were your emotions? Like I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah. It was awful. Like I felt like I was completely depressed. Like there's postpartum depression, and then there's just like losing yourself, you know?
Well, when you're in the fear of every day of losing your child, like that's insane.
Yeah. And my husband was like holding it together for us. And I was just like eating. All I could do was eat. Like I would eat cookie dough. Every time we'd go at the hospital, I'd have like a bean and cheese burrito. Like it was always just like, I would only leave the house to eat. Like that was it. It was the hospital. So
you're like taking all of your emotions out on food. Like everything that you're feeling, you were just like pouring into eating.
Yes. So that was really hard. And when I was pregnant, my husband got orders to Japan. Mm-hmm. So we were all going to move to Japan for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then when my daughter was born so sick, they automatically said, well, she can't go, you know.
Wow. So what did you do? Like when they told you that, like what went through your mind?
That was like, I sat on the couch and just cried. Like it was just like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Like, how am I going to survive without my husband? Yeah. Like, how is this going to happen? And it was
not only are you guys going to have to be separated, but like you're separated with like a newborn baby that's been in the NICU for 90 days. And like, you're not even going to, and you're going to you have your older son, right? And then your husband's not even going to be there. Mm-hmm. During all of that. So how did you cope with that? Like, what did you do?
Food. So it was just food. Like, that's the only thing. And my husband kept saying, like, honey, you'll feel better if you, like, go for a run. I know you really liked running. Like, just go out there. Just take that time for you and, like, just do something so you're not just stressed out. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, okay, I need to sleep when my son is sleeping and I need to be at the hospital. Like, there's no time to work out. Like, what are you talking about? And he was just like, Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry. Our poor husbands.
I know. So I was just eating my life away while she was fighting for her life. Mm-hmm. And then when she got out of the hospital, the Marine Corps moved us back home to San Diego. And when she got out of the hospital, we started preparing for my husband to leave. And that's when I hit my rock bottom. Mm-hmm. Was the weekend before he left, he took me on jet skis. Yeah. And we were just going to have a great time. We were going to get massages and go on jet skis and just have a great time. Well, we were sharing a jet ski and I fell off.
Oh no.
I know.
I'm like imagining this in my head, like we both lost the same amount of weight, and I'm just imagining like falling off the jet ski, like what's gonna happen? Tell us what happens.
So I was 225 pounds and I fell in the water. I have never lifted weights. I had never done any of that. So I'm supposed to pull myself up onto this jet ski and I can't reach the bottom. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go. And my husband's trying to pull me up and I'm trying to go up and we're not getting anywhere, nowhere. We're stuck. And I'm in this water and there's like sea lions. Like we just went to see the sea lions over there. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the like Navy ship Coast Guard comes up and is like, help her. And my husband's like, I'm trying. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I am too heavy for my Marine Corps husband to pull me up on here. And I am too weak to get up on this thing. And so, well, finally we wiggled my butt up there. I got up once and then I fell off again, all while these people on this boat are watching.
Well, this is just like devastating at this moment. And like all these people are watching you. And so was this like the tipping point for you that you were like, oh my gosh?
This was my rock bottom. I need to do something. I had him take me out because I was done. I was like shaking and devastated and just done. So I sat on a rock while he rode around because I was like, I'm not going to ruin it for you. Go have fun. Mm-hmm. But he rode around and I was sitting there shaking and just like heartbroken. Like, why can't I be pretty? Why can't I be thin? Why can't I, like all these horrible thoughts going through my head. Like, why can't I be skinny and have fun and not hold my husband back? And this weekend was supposed to be so fun. And it's just awful. Like, it's awful.
And like went the exact opposite of what you wanted, right?
Yes. That was not who I ever wanted to be ever in my life. And it was just the heaviest I've ever been. It was the most depressed I've ever been. I didn't want to leave the house. It was just awful. So that was the point where I was like, something needs to change. Right. I don't know
what was the tipping point? Were you just like, I'm just going to do it? Like what happened? What went through your mind that made you like actually start taking action towards your goal?
So the next, I think it was like 2 days after, my husband left for Japan. And I was just like, I need to do something. Like, I'm going to go work out. I'll start running.
I'm going to surprise him. He's going to come home. And I'm going to be like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I'm going to be someone different. Right? So then I was scrolling through Facebook and all of a sudden your video like popped up and you were like, I've lost 65 pounds. Like, if I can do it, you can do it. And I thought, I was like, this has to be a scam. Like, there's no way.
It's like, oh, girl, you can't trust me.
I was like, whatever, 65 pounds. So I started looking more and more into it. And I was like, this is legit. Like, if she can do it, I can do it. Like, I can. Yeah. And so what did you start doing? Like, did you just like jump in and like start working out and eating healthy and like doing everything at once? Or did you start like in one area? Like, what was your first step? Did you write out your goals? Was it your why? Like, what actually got you like moving? My first step was to stalk you on Facebook. But
that's so funny.
All your videos.
That's so awesome.
Get motivated. And I went on your YouTube channel. Like, I watched everything. I was like, I need the information so I can do this. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And so it's like, me and my mom made a deal that she would watch my kids for an hour in the morning before she goes to work.
So just an hour? It wasn't like it didn't take you like 5 hours?
Just an hour.
1 hour? Just one? Okay. All right. Because I think a lot of people, a lot of moms like assume like, oh my gosh, like I don't have time to be at the gym all day, right? Like I have kids, I have stuff that needs to be done, I have to do all this. Like there's only one of me, right?
Yeah.
But like you just saying that, like you took an hour out of your day.
And I feel like a fear of moms is asking for help or putting themselves first. And it was like, you have to ask for help. There's always someone who wants to help you. And if there's
write that down, y'all. I will ask for help. Comment with that right now. I will ask for help. Because most of the time people want to help, right? Like, like your parents, they want to hang out with their grandbabies or your friends like want to have time like with your kids. Like I would babysit in a heartbeat if someone would ask me because I don't have kids. So it's like, yeah, I'll take the kid for like 2 hours and then, give them back at the end of the night. Like I would totally down. But I think we have a fear, especially as women, like feeling like we have to do everything ourselves and like that it says less of us as a woman if like we can't hold all the plates in all the places and balance everything at once. But what you're saying is the exact opposite. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah. Like, you can't pour from an empty cup. Like, you have to take care of
it. Write it down, y'all. Comment. You can't pour from an empty cup. Reach.
Oh, my gosh. So I asked my mom for help. And I also did look up at gyms, like with daycare, and there was probably like 5 or 6 within like 2 mile radius because I live in San Diego. But there was a lot of options, but my mom obviously agreed to it.
Right.
So I started going to the gym, and at first I was so scared because we live in military housing. And so I was like, everyone there is going to be in amazing shape. And it's tiny, like I can't hide from people. So I watched all your videos again, and I decided that I can do this.
Were you hearing me in your sleep at this point? I'm just curious.
Are my kids?
No, I said, were you hearing me in your sleep at this point? Because
I wish, like, just play it over and over, right?
It's so funny. So you listen to it all over again, and you're like, let's do this.
And I had to watch the tutorial videos for the workouts like 5 times before bed just to get ready. And then I remember
prepare yourself, right? Like I love this part about your story. You would like the night before going to the gym, you would watch all the tutorial videos of the workout for the next day. And you would like mentally prepare yourself to do it. Like tell us more about that process and how it helped you once you got to the gym the next day.
So I have a degree in psychology. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. And one of the things that I loved about psychology was learning how to memorize stuff. And sleep is so important. So if you like need to memorize something, go over it and over it and over it before bed, because repetition, and then sleep on it because it goes into long-term memory, and then you'll be prepared and ready the next day. So that's what I did. I would just repeat it over and over and over again before I was going to go work out in the morning. And then I just needed the screenshot of the workout, and I knew exactly what to do and what not to do. And so that's what worked.
By the time you got there, it was almost like muscle memory before you had even actually performed the exercise.
Yes.
Then you were like confident in doing the exercise because you had already watched it so many times that it just seemed like, oh, I can do this. Like, I've already seen it a million times. Like, I've already practiced it in my head. I've already visualized doing it so many times that when it actually got to doing the exercise, it was like, oh, like I already know it. I'm not scared. Because I feel like a lot of women, like, they're scared to walk into the gym, right? They're scared to go there and work out. But I like what you did about, like, practicing the exercise before you got there, because then it's like, oh, like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm freaking BA, you know? I already know.
This way. I'm going to look like Kaelin.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So when you started on this journey and you started, you decided and you're like, I'm gonna start going to the gym, I'm gonna start eating healthy. Like, what was your desire externally, and like, what was your desire internally? What was like the physical that you wanted, but also like the internal goals that you wanted for yourself?
I just really, like, physically, I wanted to not have to justify my weight to anyone. Like, even doctors, like, I know, like, the scale's a liar and all that. I know that. But, like, not having to be like, oh, well, it's because I'm thick-skinned, or, like, I have big bones, or that's just how I am. I wanted to not have to justify it. Yeah. And I just reached that point with the last little pound, which so I'm finally in the normal range, and I don't have to justify my weight. And now it's, like, more, okay, I want a flat stomach. I want to look good in my clothes. I want to feel comfortable in anything I put on and not be completely tugging at everything all the time. And it was, so I want to be comfortable, and I want to just be happy and look in the mirror and just be like, okay, like, that's fine. I don't have to, like, suck it in or whatever.
So how has your, like, your thought process about yourself and the things that you used to tell yourself before losing the 65 pounds and, like, along this journey, like, how did you shift mentally during this journey?
I used to be so mean to myself, like, so mean.
What would you say? Tell us what you would used to say, because I'm pretty sure all of these women on here are probably dealing with the same thing right now.
I used to, like, just look in the mirror and be like, ew, look at that double chin. Or, like, wow, I can't even smile in pictures because my cheeks are so big. And, like, stuff like, you know, when you do, like, the flappy arm thing. Like, I have muscle, but it still flaps. You know what I mean? And that's stuff like,
guns, girl. Guns.
But that stuff, like, you have to switch in your mind. Like you always say, a positive affirmation. And I had to force it. I had to look in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm a great mom. Like, it doesn't matter that I have this double chin, you know, like, my kids love this double chin.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's like, I just had to add to it, like, oh, I have a really pretty smile, or, oh, I really like my eyes, or, like, whatever it was that day that I
little features that you did like about yourself, and you just, like, kept transitioning it.
That you can just build on and actually, like, force it until it's, like, real confidence, and you don't have to force it anymore. Like, I can look in the mirror and be like, oh, I kind of like my chubby cheeks. Like, they make me me. Like, it's fine, you know? So I feel like you always say, like, just fake the confidence and then it'll come. Like, it will. And it's very true.
So you found that true for you, right? Like, you just started, like, saying the stuff, even though you're like, whatever, Kaelin, this ain't gonna freaking work. And then you, like, started telling yourself, you're like, oh, I feel better.
Yeah, it works. It really, truly does. So
that's awesome. So what did you do? Did you, like, write it on your mirror? Did you, like, write it in a journal? Did you put it on a Post-it? Like, what was your process of remembering to do the affirmations? Because it's easy to do it one day, but how did you, like, keep yourself doing it long term?
It was, for me, I wrote it down when I first did it, but then it was like, okay, I need more than this, because I'm not going to look at this journal every time I see myself in a reflection. So it was every single time I had a negative thought, I had to replace it with a positive thought, because like I said, I've watched your videos. I studied this.
That's awesome.
I've every time that
at least I know one person watched them.
But yeah, so you have to replace that negative with a positive, and you have to just force it. And every time you see yourself in the mirror, say something nice to yourself, because like you hang out with you the most out of anyone. So be nice to yourself.
So I love that. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself. That's a good one. Write that down. So next question for you, like after starting your journey and being like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm eating healthy and I'm working out and all this, like what's the conflict that you started to hit? Like what was like the hard spot that you got to that you had to break through to like continue going? Was it, you know, like friends or family weren't being supportive, or was it like, what was that for you? Like after you start on your journey, what was like the breakdown point where you could have broke down, but you broke through instead? Because everyone hits that point, but most people quit. And you didn't.
So my family is very supportive. I'm very blessed with that. But like you said in the beginning, I struggle with a food addiction. I know I have a food addiction, or I had. I've fought it very well. But like you said, I'm human and things come up. And I remember we had leftover pizza, and I found myself hiding from my 2-year-old, shoving pizza in my mouth as if he would know that I was doing something wrong. And at that point, it wasn't my cheat meal. I'd already had my cheat meal. So at that point, I realized, okay, this is an issue, and I can either give up now and eat the rest of this pizza, or, you know, I can do something about it. And that is when I signed up for UTA, because I realized that I need the mental aspect as well as the physical, like training calendar and all that stuff. I need to really dig deeper. So that's when I bought UTA and like decided not to quit.
That's awesome. So this whole process you've kind of been doing without your husband being there, right?
Yes, he's gone.
So tell us, like, how does that work? Like, how do you find time to work out and eat healthy and like be a mom of 2? Like, how do you make that work for all the moms that are on here? Because I've seen like so many comments of women saying like, I'm an Army wife and I have kids, and like, oh my gosh, your story is amazing. And like for those women, like tell them how you make it happen so they can make it happen for them.
So like I said, you need to ask for help. Like, I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like when you are a military wife, you have this mindset like you need to hold it together for them while they're gone. My husband left in July, and he doesn't come back until June or July. And I was like, okay, well, I'm only going to be able to focus on the kids, but that's not true. Like you have to make time for you. You have to go on walks with your kids. Like take them with you. Like they're portable. Like let's.
But you're saying that your kids like work out with you and go on walks with you? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Because I feel like so many women like try to compartmentalize it. Like, okay, me and my kids is over here, and my exercise and my health is over here. But it's important to be a role model for them in that, right?
Yes. And my 2-year-old loves running. He loves hiking. He loves all of it. So they will enjoy it, and they see you. And when my mom's not here to watch my kids, I do fit at home. And they're there trying to do planks and push-ups and sit-ups and everything. So I feel like you're either going to involve them with it or you're going to ask for help. So if you want it, you'll do it, and it's worth it.
I love that. If you want it, you will do it. Write that down. Write that down. So what have you achieved so far? Because I know it's been like, it's almost been a year, right? Like it's almost been a year for you. But what have you achieved? I know like 66 pounds down, which is freaking incredible. It's unbelievable. I'm so proud of you. But like what else has come along with losing that 66 pounds? Maybe like the unseen.
The confidence. And I had really, really bad social anxiety where my husband would like have to like drag me out of the house. Like I would get dressed and just start crying and be like, we can't go. We can't. Sorry. You're going to have to pick out my outfit because nothing fits. So that is like gone. Like I have complete control.
Like that had to do with your weight? Like because you like weren't confident, you want people to see, or you felt uncomfortable?
Yeah, I just wanted to hide, and then like I've always been shy. Like that's always been part of me. Like that's part of my personality. But it was like amplified, where I didn't want to go out anywhere. I didn't want people to see me. I didn't want any of that. So that I feel like the confidence and the self-love has made me want to go outside and want to try new things and have fun with friends and everything. So
that's so awesome. So your life has like completely shifted from the time your husband left to now. And he's gonna come home and he's gonna be like, "Who are you?
Yeah.
You're gonna be we could be on here in a couple months. You with number 3, you know that, right?
No.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. So, you know, for you, like, what's the biggest thing that you think, you know, but I know that you said like ask for help, right? Mm-hmm. What's the biggest thing that you think, like, women like you that maybe dealt with a food addiction? Mm-hmm. What do you think that they need to hear? Like the person with the food addiction, what do they need to hear? And like, what do the moms or the military wives out there, what do they need to hear? Because I know that each of those scenarios and each of those women, like that's a huge thing to overcome, especially you overcoming it all, like all in one, you know, and that's really difficult. So what's the thing that the women out there just like you need to hear?
I think they need to realize that like you're in control. Like you have complete control over
I am in control. Call me right now. I am in control. All right, keep going. That's a good learning point, you know?
Yeah. And you have to
write it down, you don't learn it, right? You don't write it down, you don't learn it. So write it down, people. Let's go. Preach to them, Andrea.
So you also have to take care of yourself. So you're in control. You have to take care of yourself. And you have to not be scared to ask for help. Like those are like the 3 main things that I really need.
How do we take control?
Mm-hmm. Why what?
How do we do it? How do we take control?
You make the decision.
Yeah, you make the decision. Like the food's not going to control me anymore. The Netflix ain't going to control me no more. Like the candy at the grocery store ain't going to control me no more. And you have to realize, like, who are you allowing to run your life? Are you running your life, or is the food running your life, right? Like, are you running your life, or is your bad habits running your life? When you look at it that way, it's like, man, I'm not in control. I had the same moment. I was like, I'm not getting in control of my life at all. Like, I see it sweet, and like my whole everything like stops, so I can like go eat that cookie. You know what I mean? That's all like over there. Like everything stops for the food. You have to realize, like, oh my gosh, I'm not in control of my own life anymore. Like literally, temptation is controlling me, and so I think that's a really, really good point. And what was your second point? You're in control.
You're in control. You need to take care of yourself.
Yeah, take care of yourself, right? Because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of anyone else.
Yeah.
I think this is a big thing that moms deal with too, is just like, you know, you guys want to run, and it's because you have such amazing hearts. And I'm not yet a mom, and I can't wait to be. That's why I have you here telling your story. But like you moms, like you're so amazing. You have to take care of everyone else and make sure everyone else's needs are met and doing, but you get so easily drained, or we can feel like, you know, we get to a breaking point, right? Mm-hmm. But when you start taking care of yourself and putting yourself first and making sure your health is in check, so your energy is in check, and so your happiness and your confidence and like all those things feed off onto your children. And when you have yourself and you put yourself first and taking care of yourself, like they see how they should do it too, because you are their best role model, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Totally. You're a great role model for your kids for sure. Oh my gosh. I just can't wait till your husband comes home, man. You're going to have to email me and be like, yeah. So how often do you get to talk to him?
Almost every day.
Almost every day?
Mm-hmm.
So he's been like seeing you through this, right? But has he been home for any leave?
No.
None at all?
None.
Oh man, this is like extreme makeover stuff right here.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. So like what has been your favorite thing about this process so far that you thought was going to be like a problem or an obstacle, but ended up being like an extreme, like awesome thing for you to experience?
I was actually really scared of the gym. Like I was really scared. It's a scary place when you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So that was terrifying for me. And now it's like my favorite place ever. I miss it on the weekends. Like I miss it when I'm sick, and it's like my me time and my happy place. So
that's so awesome. I love that. Because I feel like, and you know, I talk about this a lot, but I feel like for women especially, it's like we're scared to go to the gym, and I was too. I was super terrified to go to the gym the first time. I even like walked in the gym. I had a hoodie on. I like wouldn't look at anyone in the eyes. I would just like, sign me in, like went in. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And I like walked back out, sat in my car. I was like hyperventilating. And then I was like, you know what? I have to do this. Like it's now or never. And went back in. And you know, what I thought in the beginning was that everyone was going to be staring at me and looking at me and judging me and all this stuff for being there and being overweight. And what I've come to find from being on both ends of the spectrum, you know, is like, we always think everyone else is looking at us when really everyone else is worried about you looking at them, right? Like we're all just like in this, like our own heads thinking, oh my gosh, like is this outfit match? Is my shirt inside out? Like, do I got to on my head from my ponytail that I don't know about? Like, you know what I mean? We're always thinking about like, what is other people like looking at us, you know, but really like they're worried why you're looking at them. And so we just have to like get over that fear. Cause once you do it, like it's amazing. It's almost like, it's like a getaway place, you know, for you to like relieve stress and release your endorphins, like get your body going, your blood pumping. And it feels amazing now that you do it. Right.
Yes.
But you would tell women like just rip the Band-Aid off and just go, right, for the first time.
Just like fake your confidence until you are confident, because no one's going to be able to tell the difference, and you just do it.
Yes, I love that. Just do it. Man. So, what's your final words of advice for everyone?
I would say go do something. If you're not comfortable in your skin, go do something. You can message me and I'll tell you how. I can help you. Kaelin can help you. All these girls who are commenting that are lady bosses can help you. Yeah. And just do something if you're not comfortable, or I don't know.
Just get started. Just do something. You got to start somewhere, right? You don't got to know everything. You don't got to be perfect. You just got to start moving. And once you start moving, you'll gain momentum, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Andrea, I just want to thank you so much for being on here. Like, I appreciate it so much. I know, and I've seen how many women you're inspiring with your story, and it's absolutely incredible, you know, for you to share it. I just appreciate you taking the time and just opening up and sharing with everyone, like, what really goes on and how you really overcame those things. So I appreciate you so much.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. And so for you ladies that are watching that might be, you know, struggling right now, or you don't know where to start, or you don't know what to do, go to freekickstart.com. It's going to help you reset your mind, your motivation, and your metabolism. And it's really going to help you get started and realign yourself on what you want to accomplish and show you that you're way more powerful than you think you are, or that you give yourself credit for. So go to freekickstart.com, and me and Andrea are out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. If this video helped you, make sure to share it. And we love you. And you're awesome. Bye.